I want to give a shout out to Stephanie Deuce for sending me this story, and this is actually an update to a story that I did months ago. And I be honest, I completely forgot about it. That's why it's amazing that my subscribers can remember a lot of the stories that I talk about, especially when I talk about so much on this channel. But if you don't know who this guy is, this man's name is Paul Peterson, and he was a former Republican politician who basically got caught for smuggling pregnant women into the U.S. illegally in order to sell their children for a profit. Yes, that's what this guy did. And I think he had some assistance as well, but he was basically the ringleader behind this. Now, what makes this so interesting is you have a lot of people in the Republican Party who are anti-illegal immigrant. Meanwhile, you have this guy here who was a Republican who was smuggling pregnant women in here from across the border. And he smuggled a lot. This guy made millions doing this across that border to sell their children. Like, this was a whole hustle scheme for this guy. But anyway, he just got sentenced to 6 years for doing this. That's a slap on the wrist considering what he was doing. But let's go ahead and get into it. An Arizona man was sentenced to 6 years behind bars Tuesday for smuggling pregnant women into America as a part of an illegal adoption scheme that operated in 3 states and helped to bankroll his luxurious lifestyle. Paul Peterson, a Republican former Maricopa County assessor and adoption lawyer, pled guilty in June to paying expectant mothers from the Republic of the Marshall Islands, a chain of islands between Hawaii and the Philippines, to have babies in the U.S. and give them up to adoptive families in exchange for thousands of dollars. During his sentencing hearing, however, Peterson denied knowing that his employees in an adoption fraud operation had coerced these women by threatening to take away their passports if they tried to back out of the deal. I did treat everyone in their situation on all sides of the adoption with respect, Peterson told the court. I did try to promote respect for Marshallese culture. I got into adoptions because, quite simply, I love the Marshall Islands and the Marshallese people. I'm sure you did, but I'm sure you love that money even more. If even one of these beautiful ladies felt wrong, it's one too many, added Peterson, a father of 4 and a licensed attorney in Arkansas, Arizona, and Utah. He reportedly got involved in Marshallese adoptions in 1998 while working on the islands as a missionary through the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Isn't that usually how it always starts? U.S. District Judge Timothy Brooks sentenced Peterson age 45, to 74 months in federal prison and $105,100 in fines for 1 count of conspiracy to smuggle illegal aliens for private financial gain. Peterson's sentence includes 3 years of supervised release after he leaves a federal prison in Arizona. So he only has to does half his time in jail and the other half supervised. Still a slap on the wrist. Prosecutors accused Peterson of falsifying records, lying to state court judges, and instructing the pregnant women to lie during court proceedings as part of the scheme. David Clay Folks, first assistant U.S. attorney for the Western District of Arkansas, said Peterson also manipulated birth mothers into consenting to adoptions they did not fully understand. In a sentencing memorandum filed this month, prosecutors said Peterson's operation exploited poor women who didn't speak English and threatened them if they tried to get out of the adoptions. They said the scheme helped to fund a lavish lifestyle for Peterson and his family, which included multiple residences, trips to New York and California, luxury cars, and a large residence in an exclusive gated community in Arizona. So that shows you, like I told you in the beginning, how much money this guy was making. He was making millions off of this, because there's no way that he was just making 6 figures and funding a lifestyle on how they describe just on less than a few millions. He was making bank doing this. The people who brought them to the United States threatened to call the police and prosecute them if they attempted to back out of the adoption proceedings, the government added in the memorandum. These circumstances prevented their escape as securely as if they were chained to a wall. The memorandum alleged the $10,000 Peterson offered the women was an amount of money that they simply could not refuse for people that lived in poverty on a remote island. Notably, however, the birth mothers actually received far less than they were promised and had living expenses deducted from their promised payment, living expenses, which consisted of them being housed in a deplorable, crowded homes with other pregnant women, prosecutors added in the document. On Tuesday, Brooks said Peterson illegally transported vulnerable women in 25 to 99 separate cases, though only 4 instances are noted in the plea agreement. Your side hustle in the adoption business was a criminal livelihood, Brooks said. The judge continued, you had aspirations of going into politics. You wanted to have all the nice things in life, and that required money, and somewhere you went astray. You became complicit in selling babies. According to superseding indictment from October 2019, Peterson, his alleged accomplice, Maki Takahisa, and others helped to transport 4 pregnant women and conceal the true purpose of their travel from the U.S. officials as early as April 2014. Per a 2003 agreement with the Republic of the Marshall Islands, Marshallese citizens may enter the U.S. for employment, but are prohibited from coming to America for purpose of adoption. In one case, Peterson paid for a woman identified as RMJ to fly to Arkansas in April 2014. The woman gave birth to a baby boy at a local hospital in July 2014, and 6 days later, a family in the U.S. adopted the boy during proceedings that Peterson filed in his capacity as a licensed attorney, the plea agreement states. Takahisa offered to pay this woman $10,000 for her travel and to consent to the adoption. RMJ returned to the Marshall Islands in August 2014, and the adopted family paid Peterson $13,300 for his role in arranging the adoption. The plea agreement does not state whether RMJ received the full $10,000 offered to her. Peterson also paid a woman named AT about $7,300 while she was in America to give up her baby boy. The woman stayed at a small residence in DeQueen, Arkansas, with 9 other pregnant Marshallese women in late 2014, and an adopted family paid Peterson $27,000 for his work in securing the adoption of AT's child. Meanwhile, a woman referred to as RJ flew to Arkansas in February 2015 and gave birth to a girl months later. She also stayed at the cramped DeQueen residence. A family paid Peterson $30,000 to arrange the adoption of the girl, and Peterson paid RJ $10,300. In a fourth instance, I know it just keeps going on and on and on, but that just shows you how deep this guy was in, this guy was in when it came to this scheme of his. Peterson paid DJ to fly to Arkansas in March 2015, and the family adopted her newborn boy in May of that year. The family paid Peterson $32,000, and he paid DJ $10,800, the plea agreement alleges. Folks noted some of the women had doubts about the adoption and were told they could no longer change their minds about giving up their babies. He said Peterson found a loophole that allowed him to run an adoption company with zero oversight. Peterson brought women to the U.S. without a visa and made sure the babies were born in America so they'd automatically be citizens, folks said. Peterson and his agents also filed for the state health care benefits for the women so he wouldn't have to cover the women's expensive hospital bills. The defendant did this for one reason and one reason only: money, folks said, adding it was a get-rich-quick scheme hidden behind the slick veneer of a humanitarian operation. So that's pretty much the update right there. And like I said, that's a very, very lengthy update. Now, they went into complete detail when it came to that. But did you notice that every time an adoption came up, that the families were willing paying more and more and more? Like it kept going up and up and up. He probably increased his price because, of course, he wasn't going to tell the other family how much it was. He told different families different things because they went up every single time and they were willing to pay it. But this guy knew exactly what he was doing. He was smuggling illegal people here, have the children be born here so they could be quote unquote American citizens, pay the women money to basically not say anything, and then have these families pay him so he could fund his lavish, luxurious lifestyle. And he kept the cycle going on and on and on for a few years. But they said there was a total of 25 to 99 cases, but they only got him on 4 of them because that was part of the plea agreement. But he only got 6 years for this. And 3 of them he serves behind bars, and the other 3 are supervised outside of prison. That, like I said, that's a slap on the wrist right there, if there ever was one. And what's crazy is I'm sure there are probably more people out there who are doing something like this or wish they could do something like this. Because it's the American way, right? Like, he had this thing. This was a very elaborate scheme that he had broken down to a T. He probably knew the risk, but he didn't care. When he saw that money and saw that he could take all those trips and all that stuff to fund his lifestyle for him and his family, he couldn't stop. That greed got in the way. And that's ultimately why he had to pay the price. And then also, he was so deep into it, he probably could not afford to stop. Once he was in, that was it. He could not get out of his own scheme. But yeah, this guy found a loophole. And I'm very sure that people who are reading his story are going to try to mimic it. Or they're probably already doing it right now as we speak. You never know. But like I said, you have a lot of Republicans who say they don't like illegal immigrants coming here. And here you have a guy who leaned more to the Republican side. And that, what was he doing? Smuggling illegal people here to get their children so he could sell them off to families and he could get paid from the families. And also get a little cut from those women as well. And he practically paid them in pennies, if you want to be honest. But then again, that's probably the most money those women ever seen, because he bought them out of poverty. They probably never seen that much money before. But that's crazy. But that guy, like they said, it was 25 to 99 cases. The only reason they only talked about 4 of them is because those were the 4 that they used in the plea agreement for his case. If they was to go all in and go for all of them, he probably got way more years behind. He probably got life, honestly, or damn near. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this story down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next one.